Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best lenses for the Canon EOS.
Starting at number 5.
Canon RF 50mm. Many of Canon's RF lenses are big, heavy and eye-wateringly expensive. That's certainly the case with the range-topping RF 50mm f/1.2L USM, but this RF 50mm f/1.8 STM bucks the trend. It's super small at just 41mm in length, weighs a mere 160 g, and is by far the cheapest RF lens that Canon has made to date. It's also tidily designed, impeccably finished, and has a fast f/1.8 aperture rating. As you'd expect at the price, however, it doesn't feature weather seals and a hood isn't included. From our hands-on time with it, the lens feels right at home on smaller Canon mirrorless cameras like the Canon EOS RP. Handling benefits from a dual-function control ring, which can be switched to manual focus or other duties like aperture control, ISO, and exposure compensation. The optical path includes a precision-molded aspherical element and super spectra coating. Image quality proved impressive in testing, with excellent sharpness and pleasantly smooth bokeh. Image stabilization would have been a nice addition, but you can't really go wrong at the price.
Coming at number 4.
Canon RF 70-200mm. Unlike other constant aperture 70-200mm telephoto zoom lenses, this one doesn't have a fixed physical length. Instead, it adopts a telescoping design that gives it a comparatively compact and lightweight construction. Yet it also benefits from rock-solid build quality and features a full set of weather seals. The longest of Canon's Trinity f/2.8 zooms, it's ideally suited to action sports and wildlife photography, as well as for shooting events and even portraiture. In our tests, we found that image quality is excellent in all respects. Real-world performance is boosted by a super-fast dual nano USM autofocus system, along with 5-stop image stabilization. The stabilizer has 3 switchable modes, for static and panning shots, as well as a third mode that only applies stabilization during actual exposures. This makes it easier to track erratically moving objects in the viewfinder. As you'd expect from a flagship RF zoom, there's a third control ring, as well as the usual zoom and focus rings, which can be customized for carrying out different functions.
At number 3.
Canon RF 24. Super zoom lenses are notorious for bumping up the zoom range while compromising image quality, typically with a drop in sharpness and a rise in distortions. The upside is that you can cover everything from wide-angle to telephoto shooting at the twist of a zoom ring, rather than having to change the lens on your camera, or carry additional lenses in your camera bag. As such, this type of lens is great for travel and walkabout photography. Rising well above the norm, we found that the RF 24-240mm delivers very good sharpness and, while distortions are very extreme, they're automatically corrected in camera, basically becoming a non-issue. Handling is natural and, as with some other RF lenses, a switch is featured that enables you to swap the action of the manual focus ring to other, customizable functions. There are no weather seals and you need to buy the lens hood separately, but, all in all, this is a lens that really puts the super into super zoom.
Number 2 of my list.
Canon RF 15. Many enthusiasts favor Trinity glass, wide-angle, standard and telephoto lenses with a fast and constant aperture of f/2.8. This pro-grade lens fits the wide-angle bill, with typically high-end, weather-sealed L-series build quality and handling. Like other upmarket RF lenses, it has a separate, customizable control ring, which you can assign to functions like aperture, ISO, and exposure compensation. Internally, the front and back optical elements feature fluorine coatings to repel moisture and fingerprints, while Canon's high-tech AirSphere coating is employed to help minimize ghosting and flare. Autofocus is based on a very rapid yet virtually silent nano USM system. Despite having a wider maximum viewing angle than Canon's EF 16-35mm lens for DSLRs, the 15-35mm still comes with a separate hood, which enables the inclusion of a filter attachment thread that's not overly large at 82mm. The construction is reasonably compact and lightweight, yet the lens still goes large on image quality in all respects, boosted in handheld shooting by a 5-stop optical stabilizer.
And number 1.
Canon RF 24. Most of us shoot with a standard zoom lens, most of the time, so it pays to pick a good one. There are no less than 4 in the current Canon RF lineup. The RF 24 to 105mm f/4L is USM, often sold as a kit lens with camera bodies, is a good option that combines a generous zoom range with a constant f/4 aperture rating. The newer RF 24 to 105mm f/4-7.1 ISSTM is smaller, cheaper and more compact, while the RF 28 to 70mm f/2L USM has an uncommonly fast aperture but is big, heavy and very expensive, as well as being a little lacking in wide-angle coverage. All things considered, the RF 24 to 70mm f/2.8L USM is the ideal Trinity standard zoom. It has a classic zoom range for a standard lens, combined with a fast and constant f/2.8 aperture rating and, based on our tests, delivers superb image quality and all-round performance. L-series build quality includes weather seals and fluorine coatings on the front and rear elements. There's super-fast nano USM autofocus, 5-stop image stabilization and top-quality glass, including 3 aspherical elements, 3 UD elements and air sphere coating. It's typically pricey but, for an RF mount standard zoom, it's the pick of the crop.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.